Okay, I hope you had a chance to do some research and start to see what people are looking for when they're hiring for the jobs that you want to get. There are actually a lot of software systems and bot programs where companies can filter through your resume and look for keywords. So if they know they're looking for somebody with communication, they sort of run all of the resumes through this filter, and any resume that that does not have the word communication is automatically excluded. So it's really important to use the keywords that they've included in your resume somewhere so that you're not automatically excluded through their filtering system. But hopefully you've been able to do some research, 3 to 4 things that you definitely want to include, and you've gotten started and you've gotten used to the template. These 2 sections, education and experience, are obviously the 2 biggest ones. I've provided 2 videos for you that walk through the whole entire thing. You can watch both of them. You can watch one of them. Let me see if I can just find them real quick. So I was already looking at that, but one of them is called How to Write a CV in 2020. This one is a little bit more professional. Oops, sorry. This one's a little bit more professional, and it's for, people who are a little bit more experienced. This one is the actual template that we're using, and this guy talks through resumes for college students and how to write your first resume. I actually think this one is a little bit better, but it might have some information that doesn't necessarily apply to us. So to go back, I'm going to go back to the instructions. Sorry about that. Some of the things to remember are in your education. You really only want to list your higher education, so anything after high school. If you eventually go on to get a master's degree or a PhD, you would include all of the schools that you've attended. The key is to include your GPA only if it's above 3.5. So if you have a low GPA, you probably don't want to include that. If it's your first semester and you don't know your GPA, you don't need to include that. We're going to be having midterm grades submitted next week, so you guys will probably be able to see your GPA up to this point. But another thing to include is any honors or awards that you've received. So if you made the dean's list, or if you are going to graduate with some sort of award or some sort of honor, those are things that you would potentially want to put on your resume later. What you can put now is any leadership clubs that you're involved in, teams that you're on. And we typically do it like this. So the education heading is easy for them to find, and then everything is bullet pointed underneath there. So keep it very brief, keep it short. It's just a summary of your skills. And if they want to know more about it, they can contact you for an interview. So you probably just have the one education, which is going to be Arkansas State. And then you can include any job experience. Typically, this is paid experience, but for students, it is completely appropriate to include paid jobs, unpaid internships, and even volunteer things that you've done. If it was like a one-time thing that you volunteered for, include that. So you're going to list your job title, like what you did, the company, and the dates that you worked there. They should always go from newest to oldest, and you just include brief bullet points underneath that show the major things that you did. Try not to focus on your performance, like each day I did this or each day I did that. Focus on the things that you accomplished. What were the key things that were better because you were there? It's really important to use action verbs and quantitative numbers that show what you've done. So if you were in charge of somebody's social media, for their business, if you created a website for them or some kind of social media, you wouldn't say created social media. You would say, I posted 100 posts per day, which increased the number of subscribers by 20%. So try to focus on the numbers and the action verbs. Let me switch screens and just show you how this looks on the template. There we go. So you filled out the header, you filled out the objective. your education is going to have the degree that you're getting and the school that you're going to, your dates of attendance, and then bulleted beneath here, you're going to include any major courses that you took, your GPA, awards, honors, etc. Beneath that, you're going to include your job experience. So what was your job title? I was the social media director, or I was the owner and operator of my own landscaping business. What was the name of the company and the dates that you worked there from and then to. You can describe your responsibilities here. Obviously, if you only have one, you would delete this. If you have more, you can just Control C to copy and then Control V to paste below. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, so you can keep these, you can copy and paste or delete as many as you want. And I did want to show you like one key thing if the formatting gets kind of crazy. So let's say that the formatting gets real weird and this is in like some kind of different font that I don't want it in. And I want to make sure that everything is the same because consistency is really important. If I have something that is in the format that I like, I can go up to the top to this little paintbrush and it's going to copy the formatting for that. So it's going to copy the color, the font, the size, the style. And once I have it copied, you'll notice that when I get on here, my cursor turns into a little paintbrush. And so I can take the thing that I want to change and paint it with the formatting of what I copied. So again, if I want to copy the good formatting, I click on the paintbrush. And then when I want to paste that same formatting onto another piece of text, I can do that. So sometimes if the bullets get messed up or the headings get messed up, you can just copy the formatting and you don't have to worry about going back and changing the font and changing the size and changing the color and changing the, the bold or the underline or the highlighting. It will just copy everything for you there. So these two are the major sections that you want to focus on. And then I'm going to come back with a last video just for your skills and accomplishments. Okay, see you guys in a minute.